Hello, welcome to the Star Card Tarot. This is Karen, and I'm going to send everyone some 639 hertz of healing vibrations. This one's titled Reconnecting Relationships. So, we're into Cancer season now, and it's always a trip. It's always a trip. Every season we go through, there's always something, individual characteristics, that either are very complementary to us or not. So Cancer is a water sign, it's a water element, and it's very emotional. It's the first of the water signs if you're going around the zodiac wheel, so therefore it's highly intuitive, and that's how Cancer does it. It dissects things and takes things apart and examines things, and it goes by feel. It doesn't go by logic, it goes by feel. Water is an emotional element. It's an emotional water is emotional. So I was inspired to do just a general read. We'll see what comes up in the next couple weeks regarding Cancer season, and I might break it down with the modalities, but right now we'll just see if there's any general messages. And I hope you're all doing well. I know yesterday I really felt the energies, and it was very overwhelming and caught me off guard. I actually got washed up by the waves a little bit there and had to regain. So any messages? Cancer is ruled by the moon, mysterious feminine moon. So there's 5 of coins in reverse, 6 of cups in reversed. You're in the reversed position. So some of you who have been feeling judgment and separation, exterior to you, like not that you were judging others or separating others, but you felt that from others. You're not feeling that as abruptly anymore. And I feel like it's because this would have been a lot to do with the past or thinking about the past, and that's in reverse. So you're not staying stuck in this old situation anymore. So that's really good news. Really good news. That came up with the last reading too. So that's really, I like that. Oh, we got the moon card. The moon wanted to show up. Look at that. Yeah, the moon is very, very interesting. It's one of the 3 luminaries in the tarot. There's the sun, the moon, and the star card. The moon reminds me of Saturn a little bit because of the ebb and the flow, the tide coming in and tide going out. The moon has its own brightness reflected off of the sun, but it's a different kind of brightness. So I feel like, there's a very, 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 very clear and obvious message for everyone, that, to keep your eyes open, because you're gonna be seeing things in a different view, in a different light, so to say. So the things that you might see in the bright daylight, you you would see things differently. And there's still things for you to notice, because, you know, the moon also has the phases. We see fractions of it, you know, until it becomes full, and then we see fractions of it, right? So there's a little bit of mystery that's going to be revealed to you. But you're going to have to feel through it and feel for it. It's not obvious, like it's something you will just feel. We have a Strength card and a Tower card. Yeah, so there's things to be revealed to you. It's regarding these are actually all major arcana cards. So they're not the day-to-day energies. These are major shifts, major changes happening for you. So what would be revealed to you a little bit more, you're going to see it from a different perspective. It's going to be regarding your strength and your courage. And there's a Tower moment. Something's going to happen very, very, very abruptly. I'm noticing, or what I'm kind of getting is, the more that you're able to balance out your animal natures, you'll be able to shock absorb. This getting into your strength, being able to control the beast within, you will be able to have a shock absorber. So I'm just gonna see if there's any kind of clarifiers for the Strength card and the Tower card here for you. Any more cards that could show messages or images? Yeah, there's I'm noticing also, I've never noticed this before in this card, there's a real yellow aura around the two characters, the animal and the character. There's a real golden aura. And so when you feel like you don't have the courage, when you feel like you don't have the strength, when you don't feel like you have the endurance, when you feel like, you know, you're weak, know that you are, you know, you do have the strength. It's inner courage. It's bravery. And it's allowing oneself to be your own self. You know, by keeping your higher mind and lower mind in balance. And you know, again, there's always the joy of this card is, this female is soothing this lion or this beast, this animal. But the joy of this card too is, you know, knowing when to let it run free, let it need to do what it needs to do. But yeah, let's get those clarifier cards. Page of Rods. Messages, newness, new learning. Justice in reverse. Okay. So I feel like you're going to get some kind of a message. I feel like it might even be a little bit anonymous. Or not necessarily firsthand. Maybe gossip or hearsay or something through the grapevine. And it's going to be about some injustice rather. And that's where you are, that's how you will know, not to get, to be reactive to that. Because if you are reactive, if you're going through any kind of chaos, it's just going to be more amplified for you. So now we're just going to get some cards for the Tower card. Death card. So yeah, there's going to be a real quick sudden change, and it's coming with the Death card, a transformation. So again, we know with the Death card, that's another major arcana. You're going through some major moments, major things happening in your life. And in order not to be blindsided, inevitably with the transformation card, with this card, there's no changing it. There's no going back. It's like if you're painting and you're mixing a blue with a yellow and you make green. Well, once you make green, you can't get it back to the yellow or the blue. You've now made another color. That's the relevance of the Death card. The Death card is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is like that. Pluto does not play around. It's the way it is. That's what life is all about. It's all about change and transformation, right? And not getting stuck in any kind of ruts. Yeah, so if you do hear any messages that don't feel so good to you, don't feel so fair, draw on your inner strength. Really draw on that, because then you'll be able to, like I said, shock absorb this really sudden, abrupt, chaotic moment in your life that's going to bring inevitable change to you. Things will be changed directions. Something is changing for you, which is good. That's how we evolve, right? Sometimes we don't want to change, and sometimes change has to happen. Or if we're resisting change, it's just going to happen anyways. Any more messages? Any more images for us? It's been gorgeous weather, absolutely gorgeous. Nine of Wands in reverse. There's something about letting your guard down, not being so territorial, not being on the defense so harshly. Four of Wands. This is good. Four of Wands often talks about the foundation of something. You know, like this image is like a makeshift little, what do you call it? Poles with some fabric, like almost like an outdoor patio, but it's not a full structure. It doesn't have brick and, you know, anything like that. There's no plumbing out there. This means to take time to celebrate the achievement you know, and the like do your reflecting and celebrate. Take time to celebrate exactly where you are at right now. Even if you're saying, hey Karen, well, you know, I don't have anything to celebrate. Yeah, you do. You're living, you're breathing, you've made it on your spiritual journey this far. You do. And when we don't take time to celebrate, it's like we miss that opportunity. So, you know, take time for yourself to really embrace yourself, love yourself, be happy where you are at right now. Doesn't mean, you know, to take rest forever, you know, but just look around and just be thankful and be happy for how everything appears to you right now, because you're going to have to continue doing this work, you know, building and you know, getting, like, you've laid the foundation, so good for you. And that's why you don't have to be defensive anymore, right? Because you've made some headway, right? So good for you. So I'm just going to pull a couple of these manifesting luck cards and see if there's any further messages. This is really good. I really like the ones that came out. It says, I honor the silent observer. I honor the silent observer. It says, my silent observer transcends my individual identity. It is the witness that was there before I was born and will be there after I die. I honor the silent observer. That really goes along with that Four of Wands card in that last little pull that we did, that last little read. My silent observer transcends my individual identity. So again, when I've talked about, like, you know, this body that is called Karen, that is not who I truly am. That is the silent observer is who I am in connection with, the greater part of me, the greater non-physical part of me. So it says, it is the witness that was there before I was born and will be there after I die. Ooh, pretty deep. Pretty deep. See, we're in Cancer season. They are deep with their emotions. They're not superficial, that's for sure. They can sense things really well, you know, really well. Sometimes they can sense things and don't even know what or why, and just kind of have a funny feeling, not necessarily even understand why am I having this funny feeling. This one says, I stop all worrying. I stop all worrying. When I stop worrying, things don't bother me anymore, and I become lighthearted and full of joy. Right on. There's a sweet little message. Again, this one's pretty Captain Obvious, but, you know, when you're worrying or in worry, that's that vibration. It's that on the negative side, right? And then that could spiral. You know, you can be overwhelmed, you know, frustrated, worried, concerned. But when people are worrying, they're generally, you know, they're not, you're not in your now, and your now is your point of power, right? in this moment, that we have new consciousness every moment, right? So we got nothing to worry about. We're doing great, and I hope you enjoyed that.